Hello out there, it's Johnny Daniel, Stampin' Up! Independent Demonstrator. How's everybody doing tonight? The weather keeps changing and my voice is going in and out, so we'll get through. It's still not as bad as that other night, so no problem. So I'm just getting the computer up so I can see everybody and get things completely situated here. Alright, let's see what we got. Miss Carla, is that you that's picked up and on? Let's see. I've got 2 on, so we'll see. 3, woohoo! So, my goodness, you guys, 4. So, tonight we are doing the Lots to Love box framelit dies. It's an easy Valentine's favor for the kids, for coworkers, and they go together in about 1.5 minutes, if that. And they're pretty easy to do, unless you forget your glue, which I just had to get out. So, hey Jude, how are you? Hopefully everything's starting to look up for you. No more heat problems, right? Alright, so I'm going to get a sip of water and we're going to get going here. And I've got some candies to put in them. I got some Smarties today and some Kisses. So, shall we start? I'm trying to get things halfway organized. As always. This is always the problem, right? No problem. So this is what we're making tonight. One suggestion though, if you don't want it to bow out of the bottom, don't pick Hershey Kisses. They're a little bit too wide for the box. So you'll want to pick something a little tiny bit thinner, for lack of better terms, like a whole Hershey bar would fit. But they're a little bit too thick for the box and make it kind of bow out. So I still think the whole Kisses idea is really cute, but I just want to let you know that they are a tiny bit too thick. So you could also put a sticker, like stamp one of these, cut one of these hearts out and make it a sticker from the bottom if you want to tape it shut. Lots of different ideas. But yeah, the Kisses are a little bit wide. So to let you know what I've prepped so far, I have the designer series paper that coordinates with this. And I have punched out, not punched, dies. Thank you, Carla. I love that paper too. I've already gone through 2 packs of it, so I'm gonna have to order some more. So, I have pre-stamped a few of these just for use. So just FYI. And I've got a little bit of Whisper White left because I've got a couple more that I'm gonna do that I've left here for you. And then out of the framelits, I've just cut, out of that same paper, I've cut 12 hearts, because that's how many boxes I have left to do for this week. These are all thank yous for attending card class this week, if you're wondering. So the secret's out. If Lisa's on here, she'll know. So I've got a window sheet and I've used the champagne paper with the Petal Pair Textured Impressions embossing folder. And by the way, I did not like the envelope they came in, so I put them in a Ziploc bag. If anybody has a better suggestion, please let me know. I'm up for it, definitely. But I took the champagne paper and just embossed it twice because they're a little bit thinner. Let me pull these out. They're a tiny bit thinner, so obviously I did it twice. And I just thought it'd be a gorgeous backdrop for a window sheet for this box. Okay, so let me put this back here, and then we'll get things rolling. Literally, with the big shot, right? Okay, I'm done now. We'll see. Alright, so we've got that box. I gotta make sure to keep this window sheet on top so I don't lose it, because I already lost it twice. So I have cut, after I get the big shot off of this, I have cut a whole stack of these boxes. So we're gonna cut one more to finish it. And no, I didn't think you'd want to sit here and listen to me crank them all out. So I just figured I'd get a little bit of a jump on these. And you're going to want to use our tear and tape, or you can use the fast fuse, whichever is easier for you to control. Personally, especially if I'm sitting watching TV, I prefer the tear tape because it don't need necessarily a surface to pull on, and it makes it a little bit simpler. So I'm going to get this, this very last, let me pull this into the camera view. I'm going to get this very last envelope or box cut to show you how easy this die is. Don't worry about the cracking. That's normal. Oh, it didn't this time. I guess my plates are breaking in. When they're newer, you have a lot more crinkling and cracking and all kinds of stuff. Did that not cut all the way through? I guess not. My goodness. Of course the one I show you, right? That's how it always works. So we're just gonna, I'm gonna tear it right now just to get it separated, and then I'm gonna grab a scissors. Like I said, didn't have that problem with any of the other ones, but of course, because you're on camera, guess what? It's always going to happen. Hi, Lise. How are you? All right, so let me just get this edge cut. And, you know, the plates do warp and whatnot, so you want to make sure to switch them around. There we go. No problem. And you want to make sure to switch the plates around, and you want to make sure that your dies are not warping. So every once in a while, just give it a gentle nudge downwards and you'll be all right. So this is a really cool die because everything is pre-scored on it. Every single thing. So here's the tab here. Okay. I love this paper, but I also love the fact that it doesn't crack and do all kinds of weird things. So there's your tabs on the side. Here is your tabs for the box. Awesome, right? That it's already done for you. And then that's why I said we can do these super quick, because everything's already pre-scored. So what you do is you run beading tape or tear and tape all the way down, and then you glue the two sides together. You run two, and you do these opposite of each other. I should do it like this. And glue the sides in, and you've got a box. Like, you're done. So this is totally great for at 10 o'clock at night when your kid comes in and says at 8:30 after dinner, hey, Valentine's party is tomorrow, and I totally forgot to tell you. Because that's never happened in this lifetime, right? It doesn't happen as much anymore for me because my daughter's 15, but I have done my share of staying up till 2 in the morning to cut and prep favors and all that kind of stuff. So one of the coordinating colors with this paper is Calypso Coral. And you want to make sure to have plenty of room so you can die cut that banner. Alright, so I'm going to do 2 more because then that's my pile and I'm done. I tend to take things in chunks and do piles so that way I can sit, watch TV, and kind of just do my thing. So you'll get the hang of it, I promise. Or maybe you just won't do very many. I tend to do thank you gifts and thank you cards, and I tend to do them in batches of 10s and 20s now, which I'm really grateful for, but I had to learn how to stamp that many and punch that many without kind of going crazy, shall we say. So you just do the design and then kind of do batches. So we've got the Just For You. We've got one more to die cut. If you didn't know yet, the new Occasions catalog is out, as well as the new Celebration brochure. So, hi Sharon, how are you? Yes, Tara is 15 and she's actually going for her driver's permit test in another week or two. So we're not talking about this. We're just not going to. And that's all I'm going to say about that, because it's just not happening. For those of you that haven't known me for a long time, some of my girls have known me since my daughter had chubby cheeks and was like 4 or 5 years old. And, well, she's turning 16 next year. So I don't know if we're going to do a birthday party for her or a holy cow throwback thing for the rest of us. So, yes, dear. It's been a lot of years. And we're still doing the same thing, Sharon. So, all right. So I've pre-folded this one. Yes. And I'm going to pre-fold this one. Now, one of the other tips I have to tell you, when you're cutting this, okay, you want whatever pattern you want to see that's not going to be the inside of your box to be facing up and facing you. Because of the way the scores work and everything else, see, here's your valley, here's your mountain. You can't see it as well on here, but you want to fold down against your valley. And if you do that, you want to have this pattern facing up, so that way it shows the right way, right? Okay. So just a tip for you. And let's see here. Let's get this all folded. So it's easier to pre-fold and then kind of fold it back so you can get the glue on and everything else. All right, let's do this, shall we? Now, I'm not always the great visual person, so I actually have to stack them. That helps me. You do whatever you gotta do to get it done, right? Especially at 11 o'clock at night if your kid asks you late. So, all right, so you're just gonna kind of guesstimate. You don't want to go over, and you can either glue, it really doesn't matter which side, you just got to get a side done. I will tell you though, if you have gaps like in here, you want to make sure to put a little bit more, because otherwise it'll either be the bottom or the top of your box that kind of gapes out, and you don't want that, okay? So whatever box you glue or put the strips on, you want to be consistent with that. So, because it's a little hard to chase down the glue on both of the boxes. It's just easier to have it be this way. In my opinion, do what you want though. Of course, right? So I'm just finagling these tabs in so I can get this to fold a little flatter. Okay, and now that I just did that, right, of course. So I'm just going to peel this off. Maybe. I love these. If it doesn't peel, just rub the corner a little bit. That'll help. Now that I did that, I just took it off. Ha! Alright, so I've got that. Oh, and I forgot I have the bonus because I didn't do it long enough. We'll get it. It'll come, right? Okay, there's one. Sometimes if your studio, your corner, whatever you stamp in, craft in, whatever you want to call it, sometimes if it's really cold, or this has been, the tape's been stored against a outside wall or something like that, you'll want to take it the embossing and just do the low switch and maybe warm it a tiny bit if you're having trouble peeling it off. Sometimes temperature changes things. So you want to get this as straight as you possibly can, because obviously that means that your box is going to be straighter, right? And then this last one, you just kind of pinch. Yeah, of course, I'm going to have trouble now, right? But Alright, so you just pinch and kind of do. And you're going to do better than me because I didn't get it perfectly straight. But look at how easy this is. Honestly, it really doesn't get much easier than this unless you have somebody do it for you. And yes, I do custom orders, but that is not what we're doing tonight. So, alright, so we've got this in. Okay, come on, tab. There we go. Alright, so box done, right? So we've got a heart framelit that I just cut out really quick. Now you can do it sideways, you could do it however you want. Doesn't matter to me any. And then I'm just gonna grab some dimensionals and pop this guy up, and hey, look at that. You have a favor done. You only have 34 to go because I don't know how classrooms are where you are, but maybe it's 29. I don't know. Depending if there's 30 kids or... So, one. Yahoo. So we're going to do one more. But I'm going to die cut out a heart. Let me grab the big shot again. 1 second. Alright, and let me grab the heart die. I forgot I was doing this window. Alright, so you're going to pick which side is going to be your top, basically. And you're just going to cut out your window. Okay. Doesn't matter if it's in the center. The only thing you want to think about, though, is obviously if you have candy, it might settle towards the bottom, so you might want to cut it center or towards the bottom of the box, only because so that way you don't see nothing inside the box. Just a tip. I don't know. So I'm going to do mid, and hopefully we'll have enough candy in there so it won't matter. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Let me move my glue so I don't hit it, and just get this rolling. Literally. So I've got my heart punched out, and I'm just going to save that because I'm probably going to need it at some point. No, I don't save everything, but I do save quite a bit. Alright. Straighten this back out. We should be good. So this is my top. So I am going to do, where'd that window sheet go? Alright, so I'm going to do my window sheet and my foil. And I just want to make sure that it looks alright. So that foil, you might want to have it placed differently or done differently if you don't like there being a little bit. To me, it doesn't matter. But you also want to trim this down so it goes inside the score. Okay? So I need to, 1 second. I need to measure this really quick. I know, you guys, I never measure, right? So it's 3 inches across. So I want to make sure that my window sheet is not more than 3 inches across. So I'm going to go at like 2 7/8. Okay? And I'm going to do my foil the same. And I'm going to do like 2 7/8. So that way it can be glued inside. Alright, I'm running out of room here. Gee, what a surprise, right? Okay. And I know I put my window sheet, it's hard to see them sometimes, so you gotta kind of get things rolling here. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at. And I'm actually going to glue down my window sheet first. Okay, and I'm just gonna grab my fast fuse and see where this goes. So I'm gonna do a stripe here. I'm gonna do a stripe here, a stripe here. And hopefully I haven't gone outside the lines, so I have stickies inside there. But if we do, we'll just get them off, right? Okay, so this next one's a little trickier because gluing the window sheet can be fun and gluing on foil can be fun. So I'm actually going to use glue dots instead. Ooh, somebody had fun and didn't tear the end of it off. Alright. So, I'm just looking at this, And I'm actually going to take this and just press. Hopefully it'll go. There we go. You got to kind of rock them a little bit to get them to actually stick to the window sheet. Apply a little more pressure than you normally would. And yes, I'm going to just put a bunch. Alright, let's see how we're... I didn't rock it enough. I missed one there, so I'll do this. Come on. There we go. It went down there instead. You just want a few. I'm getting towards the end of my roll. But you just want a few to stick that on. Because you don't want it coming off with the candy and all that, right? So there you go. Really get it on there. I've got one stray glue dot, so I'm just going to yank that off, hopefully. There we go. Let me get my finger unstuck. Alright, there we go. I got a glue dot or something that went a little bit stray. Alright, we're good enough. One nice thing about the fast fuse, it kind of boogers up. So that is my center. Kind of cool, right? Okay, so I'm going to do just like I did before, and I'm just going to fold all my sides down. And hopefully we've left enough room to be able to fold all our sides down. And if not, that's what scissors are for, right? Alright, so get my tabs folded. You want to be a little careful with this because you do not want to roll them in any way. You want that sharp edge so that way your box is straight. Right? Okay. As I'm fiddling with this, so I did buy some goodies, of course, to put inside these. I bought some kisses because who doesn't like chocolate, right? I always need the paper piercer. Always, Lisa. But I do my fingers more than that. So, alright, so I'm folding these down, and I've bought some kisses to put inside of it. And then, of course, Lisa's, I bought a bag of Smarties, and instead of putting kisses, because that's her favorite, we will be doing all Smarties for her. Of course, right? Alright, so I'm grabbing my tear and tape, sorry. Okay. Doesn't matter really what side you pick as far as which connection point, I guess we'll say. I always go too short because I'm scared to go too long and then have to trim it. Oh well, my thing, I guess. I'm sure somebody else has something else that they're thinking about, so. Alright. And I think that's close enough. We'll see how this goes. I got glue somewhere. Alright. So I'm going to tear these guys off. If you've never worked with this tear and tape, it's actually a really good starter adhesive because it can be used for a whole lot of things. And I know you love Smarties, that's why I bought them, Lise. Hello, you're coming to class. I have to do Smarties. I mean, that's just a no-brainer. So, alright. So I've got my adhesive all done. And we want to go opposite, correct? Yes? Okay. Hardest part is lining these guys up, especially when I can't lean over completely. But we'll get it, like everything else. And mine is going to be crooked, and that is okie doke. So we've got one guy done. And then the next guy, we're just going to get this tab over and pinch, finesse, you know, we'll figure it out. I don't know if any of you saw my blog post today. I thought I was pretty funny, I don't know. I'm encouraging you to stamp naked. That was inspired by you, Lise. With the whole no stickers on the clear mount stamps. So, if you haven't taken a look, go take a look. It's kind of funny, I think, for Stampin' Humor at least. Alright, so I've got my box here. This is my top, so I'm going to close my bottom first. Okay, so this is my fancy one. So I've got some little bags here. And I'm gonna grab Smarties, of course, and I'm gonna put a few in here because this is Lisa's for Saturday. So, and this is gonna go on the shelf behind me so that way nobody takes it by mistake. We're looking at 5 rolls. So are you gonna be smart, Lisa? I'm not sure. With 5 rolls, you might be. So we've got this guy, and these guys just slide right in. So cute, right? So if you had a window sheet with no cover on it, you want to make sure that your candies go up far enough. You can put a little bit of tissue paper in the bottom if you wanted to kind of make it stand up, shall we say. You could do a whole bunch of different ways to make sure it does what you need it to. Okay? And where'd those bags go? All right, 1 second. So for the rest of us that also like chocolate and not just Smarties, I've grabbed some Hershey Kisses. The other thing is, if you don't put a piece of tape on the bottom and you get this really heavy, you want to make sure that you seal it so the bottom doesn't just kind of fall out, shall we say. You know, anytime you get anything too heavy, it's a problem, right? So, okay. So we've got that, and I figured you probably don't want to see me put a whole bunch more together. So I'm going to use this one that we've already done. And I'm just going to stick my little guys in here. Since we're starting to run a little bit long, I try to keep this under a half hour for you guys. And I'm just going to stick my Just For You down here. And get some dimensionals on this guy. Peel them, stick them, and do them, right? Okay. So that is what I'm looking at for that. So that is the Lots to Love framelit box, if you're wondering about buying it. There is a stamp set that coordinates with it. Let me scooch and move for you. This is a clear mount or wood mount stamp set. This is not a photopolymer, so you want to keep that in mind as you're ordering. And this is what's in it. So a great Valentine set, wedding, and just overall lovey-dovey, just for you, thinking about you kind of set. So this is what we've got. And if you'd like to see the blog post, please go to it at www.stampingwithjohnny.wordpress.com. And I don't think there's anything else for tonight, so we will see you next week. And thanks for joining me. Have a great night. Bye-bye.